it's Kalia Monique, and today I thought I would share my 2024 reading journal with you all. This is of course the digital journal that I created and is up for sale on my Etsy shop, link down below if you're interested. But I thought this video could be a nice overview for anyone thinking about the planner or curious on digital planning or digital journaling when it came to your book journal. This started out as a journal for me, quite honestly. I wanted something that could track every aspect of what I wanted and may want later on, while also being quite simple. Because I am new to digital journaling, I wanted to focus on simplicity first, having something that would be suitable for all my needs as a reader. This is the most low maintenance but still aesthetically pleasing digital journal in my opinion. Of course, I'm quite biased, but yeah, I thought I'd go through it with you all and you can see if you'd be interested in it. And like I said, all the information will be linked down below. First up, a quick overview of the journal. We have the table of contents. Here you'll find your monthly trackers for the year, January through December. Then you will have your reading trackers, which would be your anticipated releases log, your reading log, book tracker, series, library, and series tracker. And then you have your challenges over here. So the 24 books of 2024, very popular among booktubers, ranking your 2024 reads and reading habits. And then we have book reviews here. I wanted it to be as accessible as possible to get to all your book reviews. So I have a place for 150 book reviews. I wanted this to be just as accessible as everything else, if not even more so, because book reviews will be something that you probably are going to go to multiple times, whether it's tracking your monthly reads and what you read in a month and your thoughts for your monthly wrap up, or whether you just want to go back to a book that you loved and be back in the feelings that you had during that experience. So first up with our monthly trackers, we'll go to January. It starts off with a monthly overview, and from each of the first monthly pages, you have access to all of them. So say you're in, let's say, July, but you want to see how you started off your year, and so you want to head to January, and there you go. That's your overview for January. You have a place to put all your anticipated releases for this month, any notes, additional notes you would have for the month, and of course any monthly goals that you will have, because I know some people don't necessarily care to have a plan for the entire year, and monthly plans are a lot easier. Also, having the month overview of the days, kind of like the calendar. I did this to track how long it takes me to read a book. So for example, say I was reading Terms of Condition, and that's how I started off my year. So January 1st, started Terms of Condition, and say I finished it out in a week. We'll just highlight and say I finished it on January. Go back to the text. I want to make my text larger. Oops, not that big. I'm so particular about this stuff. Okay. I would do something like that. Next up, I read The Final Offer. Both of these books are by Lauren Asher, by the way. Personally, myself, I would probably do them in a different color. So I finished it on the 10th. So then as I continue reading, I would just track the books like that, and I can have basically my monthly overview right on the first page. Under each of the monthly tabs, we have the TBR for that month, the reads for that month, and the stats for that month. And that's how you're going to end out the month. So at the end of each month, I will have my wrap up or my stats. Best read for that month, number of books I read, number of pages I read, how many books were physical, digital, or audiobooks, and how many genres I read and the number of books in each genre that I read. Also, I personally want to track how many books I am hauling each month, because I want to track how many books I am hauling in general, and I need to. This is to me already a large space to be hauling books in 1 month, and so I want to make sure that I can stay within this space as I'm hauling books throughout the year. Each month looks like that. Next up, we have the anticipated releases log. It looks like this. You would just have your title, the author, and the release date. Your reading log looks like this, and this is as you're reading, tracking how many books you're reading. So for me, this works best for me to just see on this side like what number book I am on, the title and the author, the genre that it is in, and what rating I gave it. This is a quick overview when I am looking. So say my monthly wrap-ups or during my mid-year wrap-up, I can get like a quick overview of what my year is looking like. And we have the book tracker, and this is one of my absolute favorite pages. This is one that I've taken from my physical reading journal and was just like, okay, how can I get this to be a digital copy? And I checked so many different ways. I did the outlines for each of the books. There are 2 pages of the book tracker. On each page, it holds 100 books. So as you would read, there are actually multiple ways you can do this. You could either track the books as you go and color them for each genre that you're reading. So that's why I have genres down here, so you can track what color each genre means. And that can be another way that you're tracking. That can be another yearly overview for you. Or you can track your physical TBR. And so each of the books that you have on your bookshelves, basically, that you haven't read yet. Next up, we have the series library. This is just simply for you to track all the series that you have in your library or that you need to read or have read. So you would just do a picture in each of these areas, and then you can go to here to your series tracker, and you would write the name of the series, the author, the genre the series is in, and then a rating for each of the books in that series. I personally do not read long series, so I was like, if there are 6 books in a series, that is probably the highest I would go in a series. But if you ever need to double up, you would just put the series part 2. You also get your overall thoughts for each of the books. You get an overview or overall rating of the plot, characters, writing, and the emotion. Going back to my table of contents, you will notice on each of the pages I do have like a go home, basically like a home button just for easy access. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I track my reads on like templates for my Instagram story. And so I really tried to think of this journal as that, of like just expanding those templates while also being like a home, like having a home page to go to, more entertaining and not simply just a journal, but kind of more of like a social media edge to the journal without having to be social with the media. Like this can be to yourself, but the aesthetic behind it is very much social media inspired. Next up, we have our challenges section. I only did 3 challenges. So we have the 24 books of 2024. Next, we have ranking our 2024 reads. So we have each of the months here, and then just pitting them up against each other to figure out what your best book is of 2024. I really love seeing other people's like brackets throughout the year, and so I thought that it would just be a really cool thing to add into the reading journal. Next up, we have reading habits. Again, I just thought that this would be a cool thing for just data wise of like, okay, how often am I reading in a year? And you can have goals for this. I personally am just curious. I don't personally have a goal for reading like every single day, but I would love to, and I would like to track how often I'm reading. This also is where you will find your reading goals. So your goals for 2024 when it comes to reading. And of course we have the book review. So if you press the number underneath we'll do it again. Just pressing the number underneath book reviews, you will see this template here. Again, you have a photo of the book, title, author, genre, the dates that you read the book. Is it a part of the series? Did you buddy read it? This is personally how I do my own rating. The parts that I care most about are the plot, characters, the writing of the book, and did it evoke emotion. Also, was it a physical book, an audiobook, or an ebook? I have here, and then from what I gathered here, I come up with my overall rating, which will be noted here. Next up, we have the summary of the book, any of my favorite quotes from the book, how many pages the book was. If I annotated the book, I have my annotation system, and then of course my review and my thoughts on the book. Also, you'll see that each of the numbers up here actually link to the reading log here, and as well as each of the numbers here linking back to that review. I felt like this would be the easiest way to access the review. So say you're in the reading log and you want to head down memory lane for one of your favorite books, or you are doing a reading wrap up and you want to go back to your thoughts on the book, you just press the number and it will take you to your review of that book, and you can get your overall thoughts of this. For some pages, you will see they have numbers down here. That means that there are different copies of that page, and so this is just an easier way to navigate them as well. We are on the first page of the reading log, first 25 books that you read, next 25, so we're at 50. Once you read 75 books, then 100, 125 books, and 150 books. Again, this is just for easy navigation, especially for pages that have multiple of an identical page. This is the easiest way to navigate them. Also, when it comes to like reading logs, just because I have 50 reviews slots doesn't mean that you need to fill them. So I felt like having 25 reads on one page is the perfect number to inspire you to read more, while also not shaming you for not reading enough. Like, you don't need to fill out every single one of these 6 pages, and you can see that by just filling out as you go with this single page, getting excited as you get closer to, say you're at 13 books, getting excited that you're getting further down the list without feeling shame or feeling an unapproachable goal of reaching the 150 books. There's no need for you to see all of them on one page, right? And yeah, that is everything. You can see here I have 2 of them here. This one was just for you guys to see. This one is just for y'all to see, and then this is a copy that I'm actually already starting to work on. You can see I've already started kind of typing in my anticipated releases. I forgot that this also was like an older copy of it, so some of the things weren't linking like they needed to be, and I had to come to the version I've already started filling out. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys next time. I hope that we have a great year of reading amazing reads and having a blast setting goals and accomplishing them. I hope your year is filled with love and joy and all the happiness in the world. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.